now, man. I got some amazing things going on, man. Due to what we got going on, we have, you know what I'm saying, amazing things going on, and I have somebody with me who's gonna hold it down with me. Introduce yourself, let everybody know what's going on. Rose.
Hey, it's your girl, Real Rose. How you guys doing tonight or today?
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna get the interview rolling, and who we have with us today is a legendary person, man. I know everybody who follow me on Facebook, Instagram, y'all already know who this guy is. Man, if you don't know nothing about the movies this guy been in and what he's been about, man, it's just like a legendary guy. I want everybody who watching us on Facebook Live, Instagram, give it up for Christopher Kid Reid, man. How you doing, man?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Insert good, man. Insert good, applause man. Here, right? This exactly. Is where we insert things, right? Yeah, man. Great to be here, man. Nice to see y'all.
Man, appreciate
greetings from California. Greetings from California.
How is Cali?
You know what? It's in light of what's going on. It's very sunny, but it ain't warm.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
They got the hoodie on, so no, it ain't that warm.
Like it is. I mean, but it's not warm. Like it's temperature warm, but it's not. You know, you know, the vibe ain't warm. You know what I'm saying? But it's beautiful, which makes it even all the more frustrating because, you know, you'd like to go and do something, but you know, we're just chilling. We're just chilling.
Right. And one of the first
questions as we should,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to think I'm over down at the beaches with them folks and like, you know, clamoring to get on the beach or, you know, that's all right. I'm good. We're good.
Well, one of the first questions I want to ask you, this whole coronavirus situation and how crazy the time is right now. How is this affecting you on your everyday?
Well, I mean, excuse me, since it's been going down, I mean, it's had a tremendous effect. I mean, you know, just in terms of what we get to do, you know, from a business perspective, what Kid and Play gets to do. I mean, you know, prior to this, we were, you know, out on the road all the time, either touring together or me going around doing my stand-up. So obviously that's, you know, that's taken a hit now. But I just think what we've tried to do is just try to prepare individually and collectively for when this does lift. So, you know, it's those projects that you hadn't quite finished, you know, those scripts and topics you hadn't finished writing about, or those songs you hadn't finished writing. You know, it's a perfect opportunity for stuff like that. It's a perfect opportunity to kind of refocus and stay in touch, you know, at least virtually with the people that you care about. You know, I've got kids and relatives all over the world. So, you know, and then just trying to give yourself a routine or make a new one, you know, that involves you mostly not being able to leave home. So, you know, it's been a little weird the last few weeks, but I think, you know, we're rounding into shape, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think we know exactly what's going to happen down the road, but we're taking it day by day and we're staying in contact with our loved ones and, you know, just trying to keep everybody's spirits up, you know, and, you know, I think what people are doing online is great. All the DJs and all the different stuff on the different platforms that people are kind of trying to stay in touch. And I think that part is real cool. And with that, I kind of understand. I think at times like this, people kind of go back to things that made them feel comfortable before all this started. So they'll go back to, you know, old movies they like House Party. You know, this being the 30th anniversary. I think a lot of people are reaching out for it because it's comforting. You know, it's those movies that we like. The DJs are playing all that classic stuff from the 80s and 90s because it makes people feel happy. It makes people feel think about a time when things weren't as crazy. So, you know, just trying to keep it pushing. That's all. Me and my girl Mona. You know what I'm saying? We just
yeah, I like that. I like that painting in the back.
Yeah. She got 5 on it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So you mentioned about the movie and how iconic it is, especially if you said 30. It's been 30 years.
This is the 30th year. House Party came out in March of 1990. So this is actually and we had a lot of kind of celebratory situations that we kind of been working on that have kind of been put to the side because of the virus. So yeah, it's been 30 years. It's crazy, and I'm only 37. Which is
so I'm curious. So what got you guys started back then? Let's just take me back to memory lane. What
okay.
got you started even being part of this movie?
Right. Well, I mean, it started way before that. I mean, I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, yeah. Clay and I both from New York. We grew up in Queens, around the corner from one another. So this was really based on, a real friendship that we cultivated over the years. And, initially we started off in the rap game, along with our producer, Herbie Lovebug, who had created Salt and Pepper by that time. So early on, Herbie Lovebug was producing our records. We had a lot of success on the East Coast. Then we started touring, opening up for Salt and Pepper. Salt and Pepper by then was huge. And we were all kind of a part of the same camp, the Idol Makers camp. So, we would open for them. And then down the line, when Kwame joined our organization, he would open for us. And, we all tried to help one another on the way up. And it was the success of the music that got us and brought us to the attention of Reggie and Warrington Hudlin, the producer and director of the original House Party. They knew us from our videos and stuff in New York and performances. And they stepped to us with the script. And I read the script, and I remember thinking at the time, like, it wasn't 100% there. I figured it was like, 70, 75% there. But I thought that with playing and our interaction and working closely with Reggie, the director, I figured, I thought we could get it to 100, which I think we did. And it was a brand new experience for all of us. It was a lot of our first movies, mine and Play, Reggie Hudlin's first movie. But it was a great cast. People like Martin, people like Tisha Campbell, people like Full Force. We kind of became a family since we were all kind of new to the game. And I don't think anybody ever anticipated that we'd still be talking about the original House Party 30 years later. But I think the movie holds up very well. It's got, obviously it's funny, but I think the timing of it was perfect at the time, as hip hop was kind of growing up and reaching out around the globe. So it's very humbling all these years later that people are still into it, and we're happy. And obviously it spawned House Party 1, 2, and 3. They did a couple other ones that we wasn't in. I guess they trying to come up with everything. Haunted House Party,
They tried.
Yeah, White House Party, Outhouse Party, Penthouse Party, So, but it's taken on a life of its own. But I think the love that the fans have for it is what keeps it alive and keeps BET playing it all the time, which is great.
Great.
We're gonna need that money right now.
That's a nice check.
The road is closed. I'm gonna need them residuals, man.
Exactly.
I want some of my money. No, but there's still a lot. There's so much love out there, and we certainly appreciate it. And as I appreciate you guys reaching out, and we can share. You got kind of a Martin shirt on there, homie.
I know. I see that. Damn,
I do. Yeah, man. I had to bring it out. Man.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like that 90s feel. So
yeah, no question. And obviously, I had the pleasure of being down early on with my good friend Martin's sitcom, the famous episode where I dated Shanae.
I remember that. Oh, that was
a classic too. We had a great time doing that.
How did he approach you about it? Like,
he
just hit you up, like, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna dress like a woman. Like,
yeah. Well, initially, what happened was Martin had gotten a deal. He had been in the movies with us. He'd been in House Party 1 and 2, blew up. He started doing Def Comedy Jam. Then he got a deal over at Fox for his sitcom. And I remember I wasn't even living in Los Angeles at the time. I was visiting, and Martin came by my hotel. He had the pilot episode, the first episode of The Martin Show with him and Gina and everything. And he brought it over for us to watch. And I thought it was great. I was like, yo, this is dope. This is awesome. He said, yo, man, why don't you be on the show with me, man? Be on an episode, with me. And so we were sitting there in my hotel room along with a writer named Bentley Kyle Evans, who ended up becoming a writer and producer on the show. he was sitting in the corner writing it. He had never written a script before. So he
Mm.
actually sat there in the room with us at the hotel right near where I live, matter of fact. And we decided that Kid would date the character Shanae, because I watched it and I was just like, yo, it'd be funny if I had a date with you playing a woman. That'd be kind of funny. So at the time we were talking about it, and I remember at the time, he and I actually stood up in the room and started kind of working it out, like like almost like slow dancing together, like what might your character say? What would Shanae say to Kid if she had the opportunity to have a date with him or whatever like that? And I also remember at the time the big record out at that particular time was Forever My Lady. It was a big record. I mean, bigger record from that era. And so, me being a rapper, just the way my mind works, I always try to rhyme something. So, Forever My Lady is easy to convert that to Forever Shanae. And so, I said that in the room. And about a week later, I got the script. They sent me the script to my house back east. And it said Forever Shanae on it. And a few weeks later, we went out and shot it. And, once again, not realizing it would become one of the most iconic episodes on the Martin Show. And we had a great time doing it. We laughed. We had to shoot scenes over so many times because we kept laughing. And, it's like weird. Like, I'm holding my homeboy. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? And I love Martin to death, but he's a really, 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 really ugly woman. Really, ay. He's a good looking dude, but he's an awful looking woman. I'll tell you that. That's on guard. That's on guard.
That's a good, yeah.
And by the way, and in addition to that, for many years, me and a good friend of mine, Stephen Kitt, were responsible for the Martin theme song. Martin.
Really?
Martin. Yeah. If you check the credits, you see Kidd Entertainment at the end of the credits. So that was, that was also based on the friendship that Martin and I had. I just wanted him to have like a real fly theme song. So a cat that I was working with at the time, Stephen Kidd, composed it. We put it together. I said, yo, let's try to use, initially I was like, let's use the way that Kid Capri would say Martin's name on Def Comedy Jam. When he would introduce him, he would go, ladies and gentlemen, Martin. I took the Martin. And the funny part was, I didn't want to sample. Capri's an old friend of mine, so I didn't want to sample him because they didn't give us a lot of money. So I was like, nah, man, I can't, So I did it myself. Like I said, Martin, like that. Eventually, we worked Capri's voice in there. But a lot of times that's how these projects start. They're born out of the friendships that we have, and we want all our friends' projects to do well. So if Martin asked me to be on his TV show on the first season, which is critical, black shows didn't last as long as Martin's did. So, we want to come out blazing. So let's get all the star power out. And if there's anything that my presence could bring to the show to make it popular or make it funny, I'm down. We were down to do it. We always helped each other like that, especially back then.
That's definitely what's up. And like I said, people that's on Facebook, Instagram Live, y'all definitely hanging out with us. And we got Christopher Kid Reid in the building. We got Red Rose in the building. I'm your boy Princeton, man. We just hanging out with Kid. What I want to know is who came up with the iconic dance in the first House Party movie? Like who came up with that iconic dance scene?
Well, actually, the dance, particularly the dance that Play and I did, with the feet and all this and that was something that we, those dance moves were stuff we were already kind of doing, while we were out on tour. So when Reggie came up with that aspect to have like a dance battle at the party, a lot of those were moves like we already did. And then Tisha and AJ, they were great dancers in their own right. So they came up with their routine to so we could kind of go back and forth. But the Kid and Play kick step, as it's called, was actually kind of was developed out of a situation. Back in the days, we had 3 backup dancers, and they were called Nonstop. And they would do a version of that where they would kick their feet together, but they used the 3 of them. And they danced behind us, and they were our backup dancers early in the game. Early on, we kind of moved on from that. We actually couldn't afford to have dancers back then because, times was hard on the boulevard. So Play and I had to do a lot of the dancing ourselves. So what we did was we just kind of reworked the kick dance that they were doing with the 3 of them for just the 2 of us. And once again, not knowing that, you know, that would become as popular as it did. You know, it was either something we put in our early videos, and it kind of became a staple of our performances. So when people saw us, you know, there's two things they was expecting. They was expecting to see some hair in the air, and then expecting to see, you know, and then do your dance, man. Go on there and do the dance with the kick. Come on, man. You know, even old people know. Go on, kick it out. Go on, do that dance where you kicking the foot together. Go on.
Can you still do that? Are you able to do the dance now? I mean, not right in front of us, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, nah, trust me, we was on the road doing it. What you talking about? Before the virus shut it down. Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things that people have come to expect it. I mean, if please, they break out the torches and burn the building down if we don't do that damn dance. You know what I mean? And we're happy to do it. We love it, and we love the response that it still gets to this day. So you know, if we ever come out of hibernation, we'll do it again. You know, we will. But we'll do it virtually or something.